Welcome to Trending Update USA, and I am Steffan bringing you an in-depth, extended, uninterrupted news script as we break down one of the most decisive, electrifying, and storyline-rich matches of the WTA Finals 2025. Tonight, we unpack Aryna Sabalenka's powerful victory over Amanda Anisimova, a performance that not only stamped her authority on the tournament but also set up a blockbuster final against Elena Rybakina. This is a clash that has been building for years, a collision of power, precision, and championship mentality. The road to this final has been filled with tension, triumphs, tactical battles, and emotional highs, and tonight we dissect every layer of Sabalenka's semifinal win, the deeper implications for the WTA, and what to expect as she heads into a monumental showdown with Rybakina. For the next 5,000 words, we take you through this story in the continuous, uninterrupted style you prefer, a full narrative journey with no breaks, no segments, and no interruptions. Aryna Sabalenka entered this year's WTA Finals as one of the top contenders, a powerhouse player known for her fearless ball striking, aggressive mentality, and uncanny ability to take control of matches from the very first point. Her season leading into the finals was filled with peaks, with Grand Slam finals, deep tournament runs, and reminders of her capability to dominate even the most versatile fields. But the stakes inside the WTA Finals environment amplify everything. Intensity rises, pressure sharpens, and only the mentally strongest rise to the moment. And that is exactly what Sabalenka displayed as she faced Amanda Anisimova, a player whose tactical intelligence, smooth shot production, and calm demeanor have given her a reputation for being one of the more dangerous disruptors on tour. Coming into the match, analysts had debated whether Anisimova's controlled aggression and improved defensive arrangements could challenge Sabalenka's raw power. Amanda has been on a resurgence, rediscovering her best form, her timing, and her ability to redirect heavy pace with ease. For many, the matchup represented a potential clash between Sabalenka's explosiveness and Anisimova's ability to turn her opponent's power against them. But once the match began, the story quickly shifted. Sabalenka imposed her will early, a thunderous serve, deep returns, and early strike patterns that denied Anisimova the time needed to construct her points. Every time Amanda attempted to reset the rhythm, Sabalenka simply punched through the middle, taking control of rallies with ruthless efficiency. From the start, Sabalenka looked locked in. Her first serve percentage was noticeably high, her footwork crisp, and her decision-making controlled yet assertive. This wasn't the Sabalenka who occasionally falls into high-risk errors. This was the evolved Sabalenka, precise, focused, and emotionally contained. What made the performance even more striking was her ability to win long rallies with patience, something she has worked to add into her game over the past 2 seasons. Against Anisimova, this blend of power and discipline became the defining factor. Each forehand from Sabalenka sounded heavier, each backhand returned deeper, and each service game became a statement of dominance. Anisimova, to her credit, fought with resilience. She made adjustments mid-match, shifting her return position, trying to disrupt Sabalenka's rhythm, and attempting to extend exchanges in hopes of drawing errors. She used slices, vertical height variations, and backhand down-the-line redirects. But Sabalenka was simply in a different gear, one where she wasn't just hitting the ball hard, she was constructing points, anticipating Anisimova's moves, and stepping inside the court to take time away. It was the kind of discipline that separates good players from champions, and Sabalenka displayed every bit of that championship awareness. As the match progressed, you could sense the energy shift decisively in Sabalenka's direction. Each break of serve, each confident hold, and each explosive winner added to the momentum. Sabalenka's body language was strong, shoulders up, chest forward, eyes locked in. Anisimova, meanwhile, showed flashes of frustration not because she played poorly, but because Sabalenka's clean execution left her few openings. It was a match where the winner made herself clear not just through scoreboard control but through the dominance of presence. And when the final point landed, the message was clear. Aryna Sabalenka had delivered one of her most complete performances of the season and secured her spot in the WTA Finals Championship match, where she will face Elena Rybakina, one of the very few players who can challenge her power for power, precision for precision, mentality for mentality. Now the focus turns to the final, Sabalenka vs Rybakina, a rivalry defined by razor-thin margins and some of the cleanest ball-striking women's tennis has ever witnessed. Their battles have been highlighted by contrasting versions of aggression, Sabalenka's explosive, emotional, high-tempo assault versus Rybakina's calm, surgical, rhythm-based precision. When these two meet, rallies turn into cannon-fire exchanges, serves become weapons of destruction, and tension sits on every point like a coiled spring ready to snap. And now, with the WTA Finals title on the line, the anticipation surrounding their clash is reaching levels not seen since Aryna Sharapova, Venus Hingis, and other historic rivalries that defined eras. For Sabalenka, reaching the final represents more than just a chance at the trophy. It is a chance to cement her standing at the very top of the sport. She has been one of the strongest and most consistent players for multiple seasons, and a win here would add another championship to her resume, reinforcing her identity as a dominant force who thrives in the biggest arenas. The growth in her emotional maturity, shot tolerance, and tactical discipline has been evident all year, and the tennis world is now waiting to see whether she can translate that into a defining finals victory. For Elena Rybakina, this final is an opportunity to assert her own narrative. Often described as a quiet assassin on court, Rybakina brings a level of clean hitting that few players can withstand. Her serve, one of the most effective weapons in the sport, will challenge Sabalenka's return stance. Her ability to redirect Sabalenka's power with minimal backswings, her flat trajectory strokes, and her calm under pressure all make her one of the toughest matchups for Aryna. Their previous matches have often boiled down to single breaks, single moments, or single bold swings of momentum. And that is why this final carries such incredible weight. Two giants of the baseline, two power hitters with contrasting emotional temperaments, two players who understand what it means to carry the expectations of fans, federations, and the global tennis sphere. As Sabalenka prepares, her team will likely emphasize the importance of early point control. Her serve must remain consistent, her return pressure must stay high, and her forehand must continue to dictate patterns. Against Rybakina, she cannot afford long stretches of errors. She must walk the fine line between aggression and discipline, a line she followed perfectly in the match against Anisimova. Her ability to strike early, aim deep targets, and neutralize Rybakina's first strike will be critical. For Rybakina, maintaining composure and rhythm will be key. She thrives when she can hit her spots, keep rallies linear, and reduce Sabalenka's opportunities to open the angle. Rybakina's timing on the ball is arguably the cleanest on tour, and when she gets a read on Sabalenka's trajectory, she becomes exceptionally dangerous. The challenge will be whether she can hold her serve consistently enough to prevent Sabalenka from building early scoreboard pressure. This final is more than a match, it is a narrative of contrasts. It is the fiery force versus the cool precision. It is the emotional warrior versus the silent assassin. It is a battle of wills, legs, lungs, minds, and minutes. And as the tennis world watches, the intensity surrounding this matchup is reaching a crescendo because both players bring not only exceptional skill but also a sense of destiny. The WTA Finals is not just about crowning the best of the season, it is about defining legacies, setting the tone for the next year, and establishing psychological dominance heading into the upcoming Grand Slam season. A victory here elevates careers and reshuffles the hierarchy of women's tennis. Sabalenka's win over Anisimova today was not just a semi-final victory, it was a declaration of readiness, a message to Rybakina, and a reminder to the entire tennis world that when Aryna is locked in, very few can match her intensity, velocity, and presence. And now, as she steps into the final, she brings with her not only the confidence of today's win but the energy of a season spent overcoming obstacles, transforming weaknesses into strengths, and rewriting her own narrative as a complete and mature competitor. The final awaits. Sabalenka awaits. Rybakina awaits. And the world awaits what promises to be one of the most explosive WTA Finals championship matches in years. This has been Trending Update USA, and I am Steffan delivering your extended 5,000-word continuous news script.